Google is doing something else, a project. This is about technology. They're the same creators that did Google Glass, which was a failure. Remember the glasses that would very technologically advanced. They're developing a retainer that you would wear in your mouth that would read your tongue movements. 124 sensors, and you could text with your tongue without having to get out your Apple
device,
your phone. You could text
with your tongue.
With your tongue. The data, you could make movements with your tongue, and the data would be sent to a personal computer or smartphone through a USB wire. For now, it means users of the prototype would have a wire dangling from their mouth, but they are solving that issue where it would be.
What's wrong with you?
Wouldn't have to do that. And then
Please tell me this is for quadriplegics. I mean, if you're able-bodied to doing this,
this is Stephen Hawking stuff.
There's no need for this for the able-bodied.
No, God gave you hands.
Yes,
maybe it is just for.
I hope we're not mocking the handicapped, are we, with this?
How do you know what you're typing with your tongue? Where do you see it?
Well, it would come up on your phone.
Well, why don't you just type it with your tongue?
Well, I mean, you have to stop. You could do it while you're driving. While you're driving, you use your tongue.
L-O-L.
Is that a new way to have phone sex? You hit the R key.
They've been working on the project since January of 2020, but they've been slowed by COVID. They've not been able to get together to do it for COVID.
What do they tell their managers at the end of the day? How'd it go? Great, we're real close.
We got that grant money. We got to use it somewhere.
What are you working on? Texting with your tongue.
I guess you're right. You have to.
You haven't been just fooling around in there getting high, have you? Nope.
Coming up with stupid stuff.
Eating the endless free Google snacks.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah. Could it be worse than Google Glass? Google Glass was an abject.
Could be.
Google mouth.
You just described it.
Google Mouth. Yeah. You put your retainer
Imagine walking by that room and just seeing a bunch of dudes like,
texting each
what
other.
are they doing?
Well, we're always saying, what's the next? What's the next thing?
I know, and everybody mocked the Wright brothers, and then they took off at Kitty Hawk.
Who knows? We might be getting a custom-fitted retainer that goes in your mouth, and you'd be doing this.
Well, they do say that, like Biggie just got the new Apple Watch. Your wife, Kelly, she has one.
Yeah.
Wearables, it's like the next frontier because most people who have phones have their phones.
Right, they're with him all the time. Biggie's been freed from the phone. He can just leave it in one place now in his apartment, and he can go from room to room.
Yeah.
2-3 rooms away.
No longer tethered.
I'll tell you this, I haven't
freedom. You're Mel Gibson.
It's wild. I haven't taken my phone into
I'm on
poop
my
with me in
balcony.
5 days.
Yeah.
I don't even take my phone in the bathroom now.
Amazing. He's got his watch right there for him at all times.
You can transfer information, but you've still got to have a screen in front of you at some point.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about the retainer. You got to see it at some point.
You think there'll ever be like a chess communicator?
Where you
like Space Ghost used to have when he pressed down.
Yeah, or Star Trek. They just hit the little logo and talk to somebody.
Like you wear it around your neck like a necklace.
Well, the thing, if you could, let's
say somebody could steal.
Let's say you had that, or you had maybe this retainer where you could start typing, and you just see a hologram that only you could see in front of you of what you're typing. The text, and then shin.
Yeah.
Hitting your molar.
Running late.
Right? A couple of voicemails.
Biggie fell. I don't think Dave knows.
Biggie had a hard fall.
Biggie took a fall. A semi-soft.
A soft fall.
This morning?
Yeah.
This morning.
It was bound to happen.
Ice on the road.
Oh, hell.
He landed right on his tailbone. You know what that is.
That's his
coccyx. He got the coccyx.
Oh, grandma.
I know.
Spill over at the dunes.
It was upsetting. It was upsetting. We found out about it late, and he's okay. Thank goodness. There's a couple of voicemails that are going viral today. One was at Taco Bell. A woman went to Taco Bell. They were open until 4 a.m. in California, and she got there at 4:03. And the Taco Bell employee who was still left there cleaning, refused to serve her at 4:03 a.m. So she demanded, this is pretty funny, she demanded the corporate office's phone number. And the girl
at the window?
At the window. She goes, I want the corporate office's phone number.
How was the speaker still working?
She came around to the actual window.
I bet she was yelling through the window.
She was yelling. So the woman opened the window and said, I'm sorry, it's past 4. We're not serving anymore. And she said, well, they got in an argument. And she said, I demand corporate's phone number. So the girl behind the counter gave her her own phone number, gave her her personal phone number, as if it was the corporate
smart
office's phone number. So when she called, she sat down at the office computer and started typing away as if she was taking all of this down, when in reality, of course, she was not. And then she put it up on her own TikTok. The girl from Taco Bell put it on her own TikTok.
I know the turnover rates there high because I go in there every single night around the same time. The fact that they couldn't even take my order, they at all. I mean, you guys lost out on business. We're hungry. We haven't ate all day. We probably would have bought like Taco Bell, just 2 people, maybe even 30.
You hear her typing loudly. She put that up on her TikTok and called it Karen talking to corporate. So
That's pretty good.
That's not bad. You would think that the number would be 800 Taco Bell.
I bet it is.
I mean, that fits.
That's probably what it is, you know. Let me tell you something. Last night, I went to Chicken and Pickles, and I got in the line. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tweet it.
Please hold your applause until the end of the.
Well, when you've got a new one, it's hard to say no.
It's brand new.
To avoid
it's
it.
brand new. My son was over at his friend's house, okay?
Marshall?
No, Parker, all right?
Marshall ever get out?
Marshall got out. Okay, Parker's...
You got to back up
Here's
72
what happened.
hours.
Here's what happened. 72 hours ago, my son said, Marshall wants to come over and spend the night. We want to get snowed in. I said, all right, whatever, fine with me. So Marshall comes over. They're there 12 hours. They're snowed in. My son comes and said, how are we going to get Marshall home? I said,
You're snowed in.
We're snowed in.
I've had enough of Marshall.
You got what you wanted. Dad, Marshall needs to go.
All right. 36 hours later, their friend Parker says, my dad's got a truck. We're going to drive over and get both of you. Y'all can spend the day over here. So I was like, okay.
Great.
So all right. So Parker's stepdad and mom come over with the truck. I was just getting home from work. I go, I've never met Parker or his stepdad or mother.
Spectacular.
But I said, go.
And take my son.
I said, take him.
That's stepdad behavior.
Right.
He's proven himself to the kid.
Yeah.
Real dad, I ain't leaving the house. Stepdad bonding. I got you and your boys. I'm going to show you why I deserve to be in this
Let's
family.
fire up the truck.
I'm going to show you my guns.
Yeah.
Okay, came over.
Real dad, forget it.
Okay. I met him. And my son told me that. So later that night, like
He's so cool.
Okay. Last night, so I met the mom, I met the stepdad, Parker, I meet them all. They go. It seemed like a very nice family.
Great.
They go. Last night, I picked my son up, and he said, it was kind of embarrassing when I got in their truck. I said, why?
Why?
The stepdad said, your dad looks very familiar to me. What's he do? And my son said, well, he does a radio show. And the stepdad said, no.
I've seen his
No.
What is it?
The stepdad goes, he's the erectile dysfunction guy.
He's the face of it.
And then you've got Parker, Marshall, and his wife all going, oh, no. Oh, my God. And my son embarrassed in the backseat.
Yeah.
That's my dad.
I mean, here I am.
So does it work? I got to keep Parker's mom happy.
I'm new at this.
Well, I've got a,
I got a
little
lot to
sister.
prove to everybody in this situation.
So last night, 6 o'clock, I pick him up at Parker's house. Okay. Now my daughter wants Wendy's for dinner. She's like
The Wendy's girl.
She wants a Frosty. I said, all right.
What does she get besides a Frosty?
She gets a cheeseburger, fry, and a Frosty.
Okay.
That's her order. So I said, okay. So I say to my son, do you want Wendy's? He says, no. I want chicken and pickles.
Yeah.
Kelly man. My wife also had texted, I want chicken. Well, they're beside each other. They're right. The restaurants are right beside
Oh,
each other.
how perfect for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I said,
That's right. They are.
said, look, I'm going to make myself a hero. I'm going to go to both restaurants.
Make everybody
I
happy.
want to make everybody happy. I'm going to go to both
That's
restaurants.
what you do.
Exactly.
You always have. You're a pleaser.
So that's right. And I thought to myself, I'm going to go chicken and pickles first because my daughter wanted a Frosty and I didn't want it to melt on the way home. I thought, I'm not going to sit in a long line with a Frosty.
But good planning, Kelly.
Chicken and pickles is usually very, very fast. Okay. And this new one has double lines and all that stuff. Well, I turned in last night, and they were causing a traffic jam out on the road from people turning in, and it's a brand new building.
I was in there last week. I can see how that could happen very easily.
And it did.
Because it's a bottleneck. There's one entrance and one exit.
Yes, it's like even with the larger footprint, it
doesn't matter.
I don't know. And I got in the line at 6:10 p.m. and we got our food from that chicken and pickles at 7:32 p.m.
Hell
I was
no.
in that line for 1 hour and 20 I looked at the clock.
I think people in Moscow bread lines would laugh at you.
Yeah.
I looked at the clock. There's no getting out of the line. Once you make a certain turn,
I hate
you
that.
can't get out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, you get up there and you make a quick right.
Really, you can't get out.
And I mean, there's a point. The first few minutes you could have gotten out, but once I was about 20 minutes in, there was no getting out of that line.
They got you.
They got.
Unless you're
That
in
is,
Parker's.
that is like Russia.
It is like Russia, unless you're in Parker's
can't get
dad's
out.
truck.
Right. Well, yeah. Parker's dad's truck could have.
He run the curb.
God. I know what that Wendy's is. That Wendy's like Parker's real dad. Looking at the new fancy one. Look at him. Everyone loves him. Look, I think it's better sitting in line for an hour. I'm right here.
Poor Wendy's. They get all the Chick-fil-A
They're
rejects.
right there.
I'm right here. I'm open. Come on.
Halfway through the line, we'd been in it 45 minutes. I said to my son, "Run over, go inside the Wendy's, and get your sister's meal. I'm not going through another line after this."
That's a good plan.
Yeah. He said, "Dad, it's so slick." It's like, it's not slick. There's a sidewalk right there. It's been cleared. Dad, come on.
So he's worried for his safety?
Of course. Oh, yes. He's worried for us. He's so lazy. So I sent him out there. He comes back with the Frosty. It was another 45 minutes. The Frosty was melted. By
Can't
the
win.
time. No, I couldn't win. And they were out of mac and cheese.
Of course they're out of it.
That is the one bad experience I've ever had at Chicken
What
and
was the
Pickle.
holdup? Was it not enough people working or just too many people?
They didn't have anybody out there with their iPads because it was so cold.
Yeah.
And you know what I told my son? We got up there to the window. I looked in. I stared at everybody.
What's going on in there?
And they were all teenagers, everybody. And I said to my son, I don't think they have like an adult manager here really running things. It was a lot of teens. And that when I worked barbecue, that was always the kiss of death.
You know what that spells.
If the manager, they're just messing around. But I mean, there was a bunch of people in there, a bunch of workers.
Well, they're going to keep coming.
There's a bunch of workers, and there was a bunch of people waiting in line, and we were all mad. I mean, we were mad. Everybody was. And they kept apologizing, but it's like, well, what are you
And you
gonna
trapped.
do? Trapped. I was completely trapped in there. That
Will
was
you
brutal.
share this with customer service?
Maybe I should. Maybe I should give him a call. Maybe I should call 800 Chicken and Pickle. And
You might get Karen.
I might get Karen wants the line.
Oh, God. I bet that chicken and pickle customer is nothing but Karens.
But they usually do such a good
You
job.
have 5,000 new voicemails.
Yeah, they all sound the same.
I was in my minivan and I was waiting. I was in my minivan and I
Next
was
message.
waiting. I was in my minivan and I was.
Next message.
Listen, we were in the minivan.
Yes.
And you know how
I had to play El Canto for my kids' 28
we were in the minivan, and you know the minivan
Has that clock?
has the quirk. There's a quirk that when I started it now, the first day of 2022, it says January 1st, 2002, Sunday, 10:15 a.m. Okay. Well, it just says 10:15. So I assumed 10:15 a.m., but I don't know why I assumed that. And I had not been in the vehicle that long before, but in this particular case, it was going to roll over to
Midnight.
either noon or midnight, right? And I thought to myself, when it rolls over to 12 o'clock, maybe the date will change to January 2nd, 2002, or to the current, maybe it'll fix it. It didn't. It rolled over. It rolled over, and so it's noon. So every time I get in the car still, it's January 1st, 2002 at 10:15 a.m.
I done sing and I'm in love.
Always. That's what it is, you know?
Did the map on it say go back across the street? That's where the Chicken and Pickles is.
How did your family react when you finally got home with everything?
Well, it's another thing.
Hero dad.
My wife kept texting my son, "Where are you? What's going on?" And he would just send back a picture of one of his friends doing something stupid. I mean, that's all he ever does. He sends back a nonsensical picture of like a friend of his in a
Just a
rap.
bro?
Yeah, just a bro in a rap pose. You know,
Winds
She
her
can
up.
track your phones.
Right,
They're
yeah.
not moving.
right. She thought we were like in a hostage situation. She did.
In the parking lot?
She did. She tracked me all the way from. I mean, she tracked me going all the way. She knew when we were at the window, and she's like, "What's happening? Why?" And he kept sending back just pictures of his friends, like crotch pointing. That made her
Not helping.
That made her so mad.
Good.
She kept saying, "This is not appropriate. Stop sending me these things." And he wouldn't stop. All he sent back was pictures of his friends. That's what he
winding her
does.
up.
He does that a lot. He
Yeah.
does that a lot to me.
So who had the worst dinner? The cold burger and
Well,
Chocolate milk?
Yeah.
yeah,
And
but
cold fries?
she seemed to like it. Though. Well, I ordered her more fries at Chicken and Pickles because the ones from Wendy's were so cold. I mean, they were done by the time.
Everything's cold.
Yeah, but we had ours was good at Chicken and Pickles, but her, the poor thing.
Did you bitch up when they were out of mac and cheese? I'm sorry, we're out of mac and cheese. What?
Yes, I
What?
did. Yes, I did.
Hold on.
They're out of mac and cheese. No, yeah. No, I don't know what else they have.
I guess we'll have fries. The suffering never ends.
I made the switch. I had to make the switch.
Game time decision.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm at the line already. That's
Well, you've had an
audible.
hour and a half to think about
Well,
it.
but I didn't know. They should have put up a sign.
They should have a flashing
They
sign.
should have a flag. We're out of mac and cheese.
Please tell me at the end of all of it, they still hit you with a my pleasure.
They did.
My pleasure.
They did.
Thank you. Sorry for your wait. It's okay.
I did.
We'll be back tomorrow.
You with your head hanging in the drive-thru trying to count employees. What y'all got in there? None, y'all?
Yeah, there's a
Standing around.
bunch of
It
teens.
says here we're not supposed to give you your food. We saw one of the people in your car go to a Wendy's.